Sexual harassment. What is it, you may ask? Sexual harassment is a very big problem that many Canadians face. Sexual harassment is an unwelcome behavior towards someone such as whistles, calls, inappropriate sexual comments about appearance or body, inappropriate discussion about sex life. Where it usually happens is in hostile environments such as work or at school. It can also be things such as inappropriate jokes or inappropriate staring, and this mostly happens to women. This happens everywhere in the world, but people are scared to speak up about it. I proceeded to ask myself the question of why does this happen? As you can see, women are the ones who experience most sexual behavior around the world, and you can. A psychologist said that most men harass women to intimidate or disempower women in traditionally male-dominated occupations. Women who worked in positions such as the military claim they got harassed for the reasons to protect optional territory of the men. Many men are surrounded by a culture that reduces women to sexualized objects, which normalizes female colleagues in a less than professional manner. Also, sometimes when men have power over women, such as if he is her boss, he will abuse the power towards her. Or occasionally, when a woman talks nice to a guy, some men will take this as permission to act in a sexual manner towards her. And what I believe the problem is that schools focus more on dress code than actually teaching students about sexual harassment. To find the solution of this problem, we have to find out what barriers there are that come across finding the solution to this. The thing is, people have trouble coming out due to the social stigma of them not feeling comfortable or to come out and feeling ashamed about talking about their problems. And the victims believe it's hard to convict someone with very little evidence, and it's not something that can just go away because there are very sick people in this world. Another reason is that some of the victims are also afraid of the people that harass them, such as their boss or someone intimidating at their school. Not all hope is lost yet. There are some actions that have already been taken to try to address this issue of stopping sexual harassment. For example, there are hotlines you can call for help with sexual abuse in Ontario. There is less of a social stigma now. People are more encouraged to talk about what has happened to them about sexual harassment. Or at a workplace, there is now legal action you can take. We can file a complaint to HR, Human Resources, about sexual harassment. You may be wondering, why should we care about this? Why is this such an important issue in Ontario? It's important to know because 1/3 of Canadians don't know about consent, and it's such a simple thing. 80% of sexual assault cases are women, and you may know someone who has experienced this, and we want to prevent this so everyone can go to a community where they feel safe. And sadly, some people can't even quit their jobs because they don't feel safe in the environment that they're working in. And many people can develop mental problems such as anxiety or depression because they don't feel safe outside their house. And the majority of 71% of students at a Canadian post-secondary school witnessed or experienced unwanted sexual behaviors in 2019. I believe though that I found a solution to those problems that every single Canadian faces. Obviously, at first, the first idea is that we need to spread awareness about what's happening. I would send a letter to the Ministry of Education, Stephen Lees, to the statistics of sexual harassment that happened in Ontario at school. And then I would ask him to send him the letter to Doug Ford so he can put my solution to work. Nowadays, public schools focus more on dress codes where women can wear specific things, but instead, I would ask them to change the curriculum where they would teach about sexual harassment for health due to many people not knowing about consent. We need this to happen because we need to raise awareness about this. We need to stop this. We need this. I want to do the solution so we can raise awareness. We need to end the social stigma so we can end sexual harassment. We need kids to learn about this so we can stop sexual harassment in Canada. I want Doug Ford to change the curriculum so this can reach everyone, not just in Ontario, but all around Canada. The kids are the future, so them learning this will educate the future and will stop sexual harassment from happening in years.